Hello once again, everyone. Welcome to Crusnik's Purgatory. I'm your host, Crusnik X, and today we are doing a recording that won't be seen for quite a while. Yes, if you're watching this after Shadowbringers, yeah. We are doing Path of the Machinist. At the time of this recording, it's only 2 days before Shadowbringers actually releases for early access. So I wanted to get this done really quickly because Machinist is going to be what changes the most. But unfortunately, you folks won't be able to see it until we've actually completed a few others. But I wanted to get a jump on this because, like I said, Machinist is going through a whole bunch of new changes in the coming expansion, and well, this is the last chance we'll be able to see some of the some things that are still on here right now. But anyways, let's get we're back here at Sky Steel Manufactory in beautiful Ishgard, and we're ready to get straight to work. God, it's noisy in here. I keep forgetting how noisy it is in there. Anyway, let's speak with Bob. Let's speak with Steve and complete the level 60 quest, the Machinist Choice. Oh, I guess Hilda is involved in this. Chris, how fortuitous that you should choose this moment to visit. Pray, forgive my abruptness, but are you acquainted with Ishgard's watch and the commoners who fill its ranks? Truly? You've worked with Hilda before? Splendid! Absolutely splendid! Let us then discuss the problem at hand. Following our fair city's shift to a more egalitarian form of government, there has been talk of arming the city watch with machinist weapons and equipment, the very type of initiative for which I have long advocated, and as part of this plan, I have been asked to provide a competent instructor. But as dearly as I wish to fulfill this request of Hilda's, I am afraid suitable candidates for the role are in woefully short supply. Surely you've heard news of Alamigo's liberation, yes? Well, the aftermath of that little conflict has seen the manufactory swamped with commissions for both material and marksmen. And I've not a single machinist to spare. I was even forced to relinquish Joy, my indispensable right-hand woman, to some far-flung deployment. And so, Chris, you must see why your presence here this day strikes me as something of a godsend. Who better to accept this position than our most accomplished machinist? I understand, of course, that you have your own business to attend to, and can hardly spend every waking moment training the watch. Thus do I intend to share your duties with our old friend Rosenthal. Aside from his extensive knowledge of firearms, he was once the Commodore of the Knights of the Barracuda. Such experience should prove invaluable to the Watch's leadership. He is the natural choice to serve as your partner in this enterprise. From what I've been told, our former instructor was recently spotted arriving in Edelshire. Pray, come along, Chris, and lend me a hand in persuading the foul-mouthed brigand to return to Ishgard. Man, it's noisy in there. Alright. Off to Edelshire. It feels so good to be doing a male voice. Where the heck? Oh, there's, Have you seen this place, Chris? My prospectometer is simply overloaded by such potential. Why, the goblin technology amassed in the main square alone could keep me tinkering for days. Not that we'll be here nearly that long. Rosenthal is a striking fellow. Someone is bound to have noticed him. Shall we ask around? We might as well. Can I interest you in a guided tour of... Oh? Just a question? I have seen such a man. He was just walking down the street, as a matter of fact. Hey, Eloise! Long time no see. Big lad with an eye patch, yes. I marked his passage as I would that of any dangerous beast. Stay your path and you'll find him like as not. Long time no see, Midnight Dew. I've seen you, man. Headed into the hard place he was, all swarthy and mysterious like. Had half a mind to follow him in there. Hello, Rosenthal. I see you've kept one step ahead of me, Chris. At least this time around, our dear instructor was not so damnably difficult to locate, eh? I thought I had made some familiar voices. Now what brings the tutor ye all the way out here? Not just a yearning to glimpse this ugly mug again, that much is certain. Astute as always, my friend. We have in fact come with an offer of employment. You want me to teach trigger work again? Bugger that. Why don't you have Joy do it? Joy is far too humble to fare well as an instructor, and is fully occupied by other manufactory business besides. You also have considerable experience with commanding a military company, if I am not mistaken. Are ye bloody daft, or did ye just forget? Me piss poor leadership of the Cooters is what ruined me reputation in the first place. Do you honestly reckon a man like me is fit to take charge of training your city watch? Well, if you don't have the stones for it. Oh, you trying to tickle me pride, lad? Bah, you seem damn determined to not let an old pirate sit and rust in peace. Then, this means you accept? Trim your sails there, boss. I'll make me final decision after I've had a chat with this lass what leads the watch. It seems we must arrange a meeting with Hilda. Would you mind handling the introductions? My thanks. Now, I really should be getting back to the workshop. I've a small mountain of munitions to make if I'm to honor all these commissions. Do the manufactory proud, my friends. And just when I was getting bleeding warm again. I'll see you in Ishgard, Chris. Alright, back to Foundation to speak with Hilda. What's with the knight? Are we clear, or must I repeat myself in simple terms? I expect very little from your low-born riffraff. If you wish to serve Ishgard, then know your place, and keep well out of our way. Bastard blue blood. He'd not wag his tongue like that if his boss was around. Have a fine day to you, Chris. A little bird told me you'd be on your way. The lads and lasses were well pleased to hear they'd be landing at the foot of Ishgard's savior. And you must be Rostenthal, eh? I'm on you right now. The Watchers are all lot. They ain't used to formal training, and you'll need to work 'em hard before they'll count for more than cannon fodder. Work 'em hard, you say? I'll do things the pirate way, lass. I'll have 'em pissing blood and wailing for their mums by first bell. I'll see about that. I don't know about Limsa's back alleys, but the broom's not a place what suffers whittling daisies. What my lot lack in skill, they make up for in spirits. Ha! I like a challenge. Now, tell me more about how this water fits into Ishgard's defenses. Well, we're officially back in the arms of the Eorzean Alliance, ain't we? And if the Temple Knights are marched out to deal with some crisis, the streets will be left in a touchstone on soldiers. That's where the Watch comes in. We've been something of an independent operation until now, but the houses want to put us on the payroll. They mean to use our numbers to plug the holes in the walls, as it were. And the best part is we get paid to do more of what we was doing for naught. Coin in our purses and food in our bellies. Can't complain about that. Aye, but the arrangement's not to everyone's liking. There's inquisitors and nobles alike looking to trip us up at every turn. They ain't keen on the idea of commoners being armed and organized. I reckon the only way to shut those bastards down is by convincing everyone else that the Watch is something worth keeping. But if we mean to prove ourselves, we need proper equipment and training. That's why I took most of the coin we'd been given and went begging into Lord Halinot. Now we have firearms and 2 clever blighters to teach us how to use them. Aye, I've had enough. You can't properly instruct folk what can't recognize your authority. Just do as old Rostenthal says, and we'll soon teach them bastards to respect ye. Here's what we're gonna do first. Gather a crew of your finest lads and lasses, and slap a name on them. One what'll give 'em naysayers to sit up and take notice. What, you mean an elite company like the Dragoons or the Heavens Ward? I reckon a good name might impress some of the highborn, but I'll be bugged if I can think of one. Well, let's see. How's about Hilda's Hounds? Oh, you mean Hilda's Hounds? Well, I do like the sound of that. What do you say, lads? As soon as they've unpicked a crew for the Hounds, I'll start teaching them the basics. Then after they've had a chance to learn barrow from stock, you can come back and test their skills. Sounds like a fair division of labor. Right then, I'll whip them in the ship before you know it. Let's see just how tough these broom-born bastards really are. It's going to be interesting to see how this works out. The next Machinist quest will be available from Hilda upon reaching level 63. The requirements for yeah, you know the rest. I don't think I need to repeat this every time I do this, but yeah. Anyway, before we go, before we end this episode, let's take a look at some of the skills we learn at between level 60 and 70. First and foremost, at level... Man, this is all such a clusterfuck. At level 62, we learn cooldown, which depletes the heat gauge if it's, which reduces the heat gauge by 25. We get barrel stabilizer, which sets the heat gauge to 50 at level 66. We get, and of course we get the heated shots at 64, thanks to the trait, shot mastery. At 68 we get Rook Overdrive. Which gives us Rook Overload and Bishop Overload. And finally, our level 70 skill, which we'll get when we complete the Path of the Machinist, will be Flamethrower. So, with that being said, that's going to be it for this episode of Crusnik's Purgatory. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you all enjoyed the show. As always, if you're watching this on Twitch or live or PlayStation and you like this show, click the follow button and be sure to turn on notifications so you're informed of all of my live streams and videos the moment they air. Also, be sure to subscribe to me to gain more access to Crusnik's Purgatory than you've ever seen before. If you're watching this on YouTube and you like this video, click the like button below and leave a comment. Subscribe to my channel by clicking here. Click here to watch more by me, click here to watch the next episode of Path of the Machinist, and click here to watch the original Heaven's Ward ending. Until next time, Crusnik X, signing out.